All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Monster Mile. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we've got a doozy for you tonight. It's Dover, boys. The Monster Mile, high bank concrete oval, located in Dover, Delaware, and it is a tire muncher. It's race number 3 in that 2020 winter season, and things are going to get busy. Hang on, boys and girls. It's all live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little Dover action for you tonight here on TurnLeftTV. It's the Buschwackers series. It's race number 3, and it's live right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in to TurnLeftTV. We got a good one for you tonight. These guys are in the qualifications session right now. They'll run a little bit behind, but we got her worked out, I think. And again, tonight is Dover International. 125 laps here. 1 mile high bank concrete oval located in Dover, Delaware. It's race number 3 of 10. I'm your broadcaster, your commentator, Heath Johnson. And I got Sadie the dog with us tonight here. She's chewing on a bone over there that I got for her today. So, but hey, thanks for coming in. So it looks like we got 14 drivers joining us here. Craig Marizon, how about that, joining us. Ricky Emerson, Tony Reiner, Todd Robillard, Ed Palumbo rounding out the top 5. Cranking that a little bit loud there for you, man. Hey, you know why they say if it's too loud, you are too old. We'll take a look at the track here at Dover as we get rid of that in-game overlay. There you go. 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers, 4 turns, of course. Banking in the turns at 24 degrees, man. High banked oval. Straights, 9 degrees of banking, so you're constantly turning this car. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, very, very tire-sensitive track here, so got to take care of those tires, and should be a very, very fun race tonight. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on the YouTube channel. Peace to everybody out there. We got some chatters in here. Ismail's in here. Felipe's in here as well. Edward Palumbo. Good luck, HORL drivers. So getting some chatters in here already, and some guys that are going to be out there on the racetrack. They're just getting a little bit of a bite to eat, maybe getting some calisthenics in, and Ed's going to be running up front here tonight, I'm sure. Thanks so much for coming in, and I hope everybody's behaving themselves and being kind to one another, and trying to find those releases that we need to find here in these challenging times. Please share my videos with all your friends, and then you can also hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. I always like to see that. And thanks for coming in and watching a great race tonight. I'm sure it's the Dover, and we got 15 drivers joining us so far, and then we might even have some more in the warm-up session. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, you can click on the link up in the banner of the channel and make a donation straight through PayPal. Coming up tomorrow night, man, we got a big one. It's the final race of the season, the championship, the season finale in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a 250-mile race from IMS. That's my home, baby. That is my home. So going to be a very, very fun race. Always is at IMS. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, tonight here at Dover. Next week will be at Daytona International Super Speedway, and that will be a wild one, man. Might see a 20-car, 25-car field. Gateway coming up after that. Excited about that one, too. Paulo Chachalowski did a great job on that track. Right now, we got Nashville Speedway scheduled for December the 11th. And that one is that one right there is one I might have to do a little work on that track here. So a little asterisk by that one. Bristol Motor Speedway coming up on the 18th of December. Talladega on January the 1st. Talladega on the day after New Year's Eve. Oh boy, gonna be a lot of angry guys out there, man. Hungover. Texas Motor Speedway coming out on January the 8th. And then finishing out the season at Palm Springs Speedway on January the 15th. Looks like we've got a couple more minutes here left in the qualification session. Now, these guys are actually finished with qualification, so they just give me a little bit of time here to get through some stuff, and they'll switch it over to warm-up. Well, who won last week? Oh, how about Paul Brown at Iowa Speedway? What a great race that was, and he had a challenge there. Brandon Howell gave him a run for his money, but he came away with the victory. So congratulations to Paul Brown on that big win at Iowa Speedway last week. Can he make it 2 in a row? I think if anybody can do it, Paul Brown can. So definitely one to look for here tonight. The season standings coming into tonight's race. You see Sean Jacobs, Ed Palumbo, a couple of old buddies there. Tied for first, 75 points there. We've got a tie for the second place. Jose Solis, Artur Vieira tied for third. Luca Sinfner and Colin Matiak, a couple young guns there, tied for fifth. See Alan Balacino, Tim Lansbury tied for the seventh position, and then tied for ninth, Rogerio Santos, Reese Kennedy. So a lot of two-way ties there going down, and that's really because of the way that we do the points here. We let drop the lowest two races. So there we go. We got that going on. So keeps guys in the hunt. So, man, we're getting some chatters in here. Some Rodrigo Vicente, Felipe Granado, Ismael joining us in here too. So, and of course Ed Palumbo joining us. So good to see those guys out here tonight. And thanks for coming in and joining in on the chat. And hopefully you're going to get treated with a fantastic race tonight. Looks like warm-up is officially over. or qualifications, I should say. We will take a look at the qualification results. So Craig Marizon starts on P1 with that 3X machine tonight. Ricky Emerson will start in P2. Tony Reiner, P3. Todd Robillard starts in the 4th position at Palumbo 5th. You see Paul Brown qualifying in the 6th position. Colin Matiak 7th. Lucas Simpfnurst qualifies in the 8th position. Sean Jacobs qualifies 9th. Ismael Castro qualifies in the 10th position. In 11th is Gabriel Mauricio in the 2X machine. Tim Lansbury qualifies in 12th. Jose Solis qualifies in the 13th position. Rogerio Santos qualifies in 14th. And John Stanley qualifies in 15th. Don't forget to tune into Rogerio Santos' stream as well. He usually streams from the cockpit. So definitely something to look at there. And I'll tell you what I'll do is then you see if I can't share that up here in the chat. So if you want to join in and check his view out. See if we got him sure I got him subscribed somewhere. Just as I say that, I'm not able to find it for some reason. Here, we'll just keep looking at that. I found it. Here we go. We'll post this in the chat session if you want to look at Rogerio's in-car view. There you go. So we got a few minutes left here in the warm-up session, kind of get things settled. So 15 drivers, like I said, 15 drivers joining us. We may have a few stragglers come in here late. And again, don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the final race of the season in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Going to crown the champion after this race, and I think it's a pretty set deal. Ricardo Almeida has won a ton of races in this series, and he's got a pretty substantial lead coming in to the final race of the season. But I'll tell you what, man, anybody and everybody wants to win Indy. Anybody that's a sim racer of any kind wants to win Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and with good reason. So it's a 250-mile race, and that's coming up tomorrow right here live on TurnLeftTV. Got a little bit of a funky deal going on right now with the field of view. I apologize for that. I was racing some GT3 cars the other night on my triple monitors, and got a little bit of a challenge right now with the field of view. So hopefully it doesn't discourage anybody from joining in and having some fun here watching the races tonight with us. So a little bit of funkiness going on right there, but I think it looks all right. It's not bad. It's not going to be... You know how those graphics issues are, man. You work 45 minutes just to try to solve one problem, and it looks like there's a little bit more work in progress there for that one. If you're interested in some comics, please give ZiaComics.com a look. Your nerd headquarters, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. Take a look at the side-by-side, and that is not working right now. Figure out what's going on there. Par for the course right now. Par for the course. There we go. Just had to baby it a little bit. Got to talk sweet to it, whisper in its ear, get it to work. Side-by-side view there. And again, thank you for coming in tonight. Looks like we got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. And again, thank you for coming in. If you want to get a hold of me on Discord, you can click on one of the, type in one of those addresses there to get a hold of me. Message me if you're interested in some broadcasting or want to come out and do some racing. You're more than welcome to give me a shout. Preston Hassel joining us in the chat now, and he's wishing it. What? Hold on. He's choosing Sean Jacobs to win this race. Man, that's a bold choice right there. That's a bold choice. Sean owe you money or something? You can follow me on Twitter at TurnLeftTV, Facebook at TurnLeftTV1, and then the Discord address, if you want to join us on Discord, is right there. And if that address doesn't work, let me know, and we'll just message me, and we'll get you set up. But again, thanks for coming in. Got about just a little under 2 minutes left to go, and then we're going to get this bad boy started. Colin Madiak here, one of our young guns. We call him the whippersnapper. Definitely going to be one of those guys there to look at here throughout the race. That's going to be, I think, one of the favorites to win this race. This guy always seems to weigh. I mean, he's just always driving this car on the edge, too. He's just, you know, young guy, and you know how that is, man. Some guys are taking it out on him there a little bit, pushing him out into the stands. All right, boys and girls, looks like we are going to get this thing kicked off. Thank you so much for coming in. So again, it's Dover tonight. The Monster Mile, 125 laps, race number 3 in that winter season.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, here we go. Starting in P1 is Craig Marizon in the 3X machine. Ricky Emerson starts in P2 in that 5 car. Tony Reiner starts outside row 2. We missed Todd Robillard starts in the 4th position. Ed Palumbo 5th. Paul Brown 6th. Colin Matiak 7th. And Lucas Sinfer starting in the 8th position. Starting in the 9th position is Sean Jacobs. Ismael Castro starts in 10th. Gabriel Mauricio in that 2X starts in the 11th position. Tim Lansbury starts in 12th. In 13th is Jose Solis. 14th is Rosario Santos. And John Stanley starts in the 15th position. All right, man. This is going to be a wild one. Going to be a wild one. All right, take care of those tires. I think that's the mantra right now. Craig Marizon in the 2X machine. Good to see him back here. The pace car is off. Here we go. The Monster Mile, race number 3, headed your way.
Green flag, go, go, go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go short track racing, boys.
Craig Marizon there jumping out to the front, but we have battle for the P2 as Tony Reiner jumping up onto the inside line, trying to get around. So early battle here for P2 between Ricky Emerson and Tony Reiner. Tony Reiner taking that position now in that 81 car. Ricky Emerson back to that 3rd position. Ed Palumbo looks like he's looking pretty racy here tonight, running in that 4th position. You've got a battle back there with Colin Matiak and Lucas Sinfner, Todd Robillard. All those guys there battling the 13 car there, trying to bob and weave to find a way around these guys on board here with Colin Matiak. See Lucas Sinfner in that 21 car up on the outside line. Colin Matiak there has to drop in. He's in the 8th position, and he's got company. Gabriel Mauricio, Ismael Castro behind him as well, looking out of the back of his machine. You see Gabriel Mauricio. A little pressure here on him. Craig Marizon, the race leader here in that 3X machine. Tony Reiner in 2nd. Ricky Emerson shown in the 3rd position. Ed Palumbo is 4th. Take a look at Todd Robillard here in the 90 car. That Napa sponsor machine. He is running behind the 77 of Paul Brown on board here with Todd Robillard. Is that 77 Paul Brown here trying to figure out a way around that 54 car. Paul Brown down on the inside line as you see Todd Robillard using that mid line. So a couple different strategies there. We'll see how that plays out as the race transpires here. Take a look at Paul Brown in that 77. Comfortable position right now for him in 5th. Last week's winner. Can he make it 2 in a row? That 77 car. This guy puts a lot of time in sim racing, man. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And just seems to find a way to get that car up front at the end. Little battle there for the 2nd position. Ricky Emerson down on the inside line here, starting to get a little peek out of the front of his car at that 81. Tony Reiner and that Harley-Davidson sponsor machine now has company here with Ricky Emerson, putting a little pressure on him. He's using that bottom line. Oh, man, makes it a little tight right there. Trying to hold on to that position as Ricky Emerson wisely backs off there. Lucas Sinfer and the 13, Colin Matiak, our young guns there battling it out. Gabriel Mauricio also in this mix. He's now running in the 8th position. That 2X machine. This thing's starting to get a little bit messy here as the 13, Colin Matiak, they're all over the back of him right now. And Palumbo there dropping back just a little bit. Some guys getting around him, and he might be playing that waiting game. Take a look at Tony Reiner still running that 2nd position, but right out of the back of his machine is that 5 car of Ricky Emerson. Ricky Emerson, oh, things get tight right there. Might have been a little bit of contact between Ricky Emerson and Tony Reiner. So Ricky trying to get by as these guys are racing. Craig Marizon is walking away with it. Here in the 1st position. Got a little over a 2nd lead as these guys race side by side. Now Ricky Emerson got a little bit of help there on the bottom line, but he got that car sideways. That car was sideways. They might go 3 wide here as Paul Brown has now worked his way to the front. He's running in the 4th position. Ricky Emerson going to give this another look, looking out of the back of Tony Reiner's machine, and he's running that mid line. And, just does not let Ricky Emerson have the room that he needs to pull off that pass. Colin Matiak here down on that, or up on that high side, running behind Lucas Sinfer. And Colin now diving down to, we're on board here with Gabriel Mauricio as Colin is just above him. Man, this is tight. 70 of Ismael Castro in this mix as well. 75, Jose Solis in this. We're taking a look at the 70 of Ismael Castro. And these guys are getting after it right now. Castro there giving the bumper to Lucas Sinfner. Castro in that middle line in that 70 car as well, man. He's having a good battle. Look at that, 3 wide here at Dover. 3 wide. Gabriel Mauricio down on the inside line is 70 of Ismael Castro. And those guys getting together a little bit. These guys are getting a little bit loose. Trying to catch it. Jose Solis, we saw him catch that car. My heavens, man. So Paul Brown, I think, has gotten around Ricky Emerson and you see Tony Reiner up on the high line. Ricky Emerson gets by, and then Paul Brown also getting by. Paul Brown now setting his sights on Ricky Emerson. Things getting a little chippy. Gabriel Mauricio and Ismael Castro getting after it. That's that 3 wide battle right there. What a great race so far, man. Caution free, but these guys have been absolutely getting after it. Paul Brown getting around Ricky Emerson here, coming down the straightaway into the turn. He's down on the bottom side, and he makes that pass on Ricky Emerson. Tell you what, man, Ricky Emerson is falling back here a little bit. We'll take a look at it a little bit later here as Todd Robillard here making some moves now. He's moving up to the 3rd position. He's getting by Ricky Emerson. Ricky Emerson up on that outside line is now having some trouble here as he's got company out of Colin Matiak and also Lucas Infner, the 21 car. So a lot of passing going on now as guys starting to use up their stuff. Those guys that really drove that car hard here now paying the price. Take a look at Ismael Castro looking out of the front of his car. Ed Palumbo in the 54 just ahead of him. And you see that Ricky Emerson has fallen back even further. Now in the 7th position. As Ismael Castro looking at Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Sean Jacobs here, Ed Palumbo here making a pass on Ismael Castro. We'll take a look at Sean Jacobs as well. He's trying to get by Ismael Castro. 24, Sean Jacobs in that Western Auto sponsor machine. Moving up. About this, man. Lucas Infner and the 13 of Colin Matiak swapping some spots there. That is a battle we have seen time and time again between those young guns. 21 now moving back up to the 4th position. Gabriel Mauricio is off pace here. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but he is off pace. Let's see what happened here. We take a look at Gabriel Mauricio as Lucas Infner gets around, and I'm not sure what's happened to Gabriel, but he's dropped back. So we'll take a look here as Lucas got by. Gabriel trying to hang on to this thing, and he's losing some positions. He's back. Says he's back to 14, so we're going to see what happened here. And that's that pass there in that 21 and the 13 just ahead. So Gabriel, something's happened to him. He dropped back. There you go, he hits that wall right there. He smacks that wall and then gets down on the inside. So that's what happened to him. Again, right there, he smacks the wall and then he comes across the track and does a great job of hanging on to the thing, but nonetheless, gonna have, he's lost a lot of positions there. Probably not a lot of damage to that machine, but wow. Tim Lansbury having some issues too, getting some word that he might have come off track. Maybe he's making a pit stop here. It looks like he is, the 82, Tim Lansbury making a pit stop. Taking some service here early on in that 82 car. And hopefully, oh man, hopefully he didn't get caught speeding right there. That was pretty fast entry into pit lane. Craig Marizan continuing with a lead. Got a pretty good lead here, but that has diminished as Paul Brown starting to run him down a little bit. So this 3X of a Craig Marizan, good to see Craig out, man. Always good to see him out. He's a great race car driver, and always enjoy. I know he's got a busy schedule, but always good to see him out. Joining us here on in High Octane Racing League. Tony Reiner on pit lane taking some service, I believe. The 81 car taking some service here on lap 28, so we might start seeing some pit stops. We've already seen Tim Lansbury taking service. Looks like he's down a couple laps here after an early pit stop for him. So Craig Marizan continuing to lead, but he has company out of Paul Brown. Paul Brown running in that 2nd position. And looking out of the back of the back of Craig Marizan's machine at Paul Brown, who is starting to run him down a little bit in that 77 car. And what was I talking about on the pre-race show? That Paul Brown always seems to find a way to get that car to the front. Sean Jacobs and Ismael Castro here battling for position. Ismael in that 70 car. Sean Jacobs up on the outside line in the 24. Tony Reiner coming back out on track. You see that down on the apron there. Those guys rolling up on Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo running in the 6th position, and Sean Jacobs trying to make a pass here on Ed Palumbo to see if he can put a little bit of distance between he and the 70. of Ismael Castro. Not able to pull off that pass. Rogerio Santos in this 97 car. He's having a little trouble there. It looked like might have been Ricky Emerson smacking the wall, it looked like. We'll take a look as Rogerio up on the outside line. Ricky Emerson going down to the inside. I think he ends up smacking this inside wall. Holds on to that thing, but man, take a look at this again here, another view. You see Ricky down on the inside right there as Rogerio goes by. Ricky does a great job, keeps it out of the wall, but trying to make a pass on 12 of John Stanley, not able to pull that pass off. We've got a battle for the race lead here as Paul Brown down to the inside of Craig Marazon in the 2X machine. Paul Brown in that 77 car, or excuse me, the 3X machine. Paul Brown in the 77 now gets by and takes the lead. So we got a new race leader, and that is Paul Brown. Tell you what, man, that 54 and that 24, these guys have been battled here for a couple laps. 24, Sean Jacobs on the inside line at 54. Ed Palumbo using that outside line, and they're 3 wide there as the 81, Tony Reiner, on fresh tires, goes by. So 3 wide there for a minute, but Sean Jacobs wisely backs off. Gabriel Mauricio and Ricky Emerson here battling for position. Gabriel down on the inside line in that 2X machine. Ricky Emerson having a little bit of a challenge here tonight with that setup. Look at Ed Palumbo here and Todd Robillard now battling for position. Remember, Todd jumped up there about that 4th position, and now Ed Palumbo starting to move up the grid here. Ed, actually, it looks like Ed's coming down pit lane. So Ed making a pit stop here in the 54, so didn't hear that on the radio, but a little surprising. He's coming down pit lane this early. He's usually one of those guys that likes to pit a little bit later. Go up here and look at our race leader, Paul Brown in the 77. Ed Palumbo is on pit lane. Is that going to spark some of these other guys to come down pit lane? We'll take a look at Ed Palumbo here as he takes service. Comes back out on track. Paul Brown, our race leader, coming down pit lane. That's 77 car. That's going to give the race lead to Luca Simpsoner. What a shocker there. Luca not only making his way to the front, but also staying out a little bit longer than some of these other guys. And we have a slew of pit stops happening right now. We've got a lot of guys on pit lane. As Luca Simpsoner leading the field. Paul Brown taking that service. Luca staying out a little bit longer, man. He might have that calculator working there and figuring out this fuel mileage. We have been caution-free 40 laps in. And that is really the story of what we have going on here at High Octane Racing League. This Buschwacker series is known for these caution-free races. I'm not trying to jinx it or anything. These guys do a great job of these long green flag runs. Luca Simpsoner, the race leader in the 21 car. I believe he said he was from Ontario, Canada. Sean Jacobs shown in the 2nd position. John Stanley, haven't really talked about John Stanley tonight. He's running in the 3rd position in that 12 car. It's Stanley Tools sponsor machine. Looks like he's coming down pit lane. So John Stanley peeling off the track to come down pit lane here. It's like the 2X of Mauricio might be coming down to do a drive-through. Looks like he's coming back down pit lane here, so kind of interesting out of Gabriel Mauricio, as I thought he just made a pit stop here, so he might be doing a drive-through. My heavens, that would be devastating. Have to do a drive-through. He might have got caught speeding, and it does look like that's the case. So Gabriel Mauricio doing a drive-through here, and he has got himself behind the 8-ball. Look at this. Our race leader is Rogerio Santos. That 97 car, that's going to look good on that cockpit stream. 97 now, looking like he's going to be coming down pit lane. Take a look at Tim Lansbury here in this 82 car. This Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. He is moving up the grid as these guys make up pit stops here, and he's going to get some laps led, I believe. Across the start-finish line, he will be our new race leader. There's Rogerio Santos on pit lane. Now Tim Lansbury, the race leader here. Paul Brown shown in second. See that 75 car of Jose Solis coming back out on track after making pit stop. So some of these guys really stretching it out here, stretching that tire wear out, and really saving those tires for these long green flag runs. 80 laps to go. Caution free so far, and as this track rubbers in here a little bit, it's going to get slick. See Rogerio Santos coming back out on the track as Tim Lansbury, the race leader, now has company out of Paul Brown, looking out of the back of Tim Lansbury's machine at Paul Brown. And that 75 of Jose Solis on fresh tires going by these guys, but Tim Lansbury now giving that 77 car a little bit of room. Here's a 77 fighting for the race lead. 82 versus 77 here, and that 77 on a little bit fresher tires is going to take the race lead, I believe. So Paul Brown back to the front here as Tim Lansbury now drops back to second. Craig Marizon there as well in that 3X machine. Now he's working on the back of that 82 car. Take a look at that battle there as Craig Marizon, Tim Lansbury running close together there as Craig Marizon got by, and now you see Ricky Emerson making a pass. Now Ricky is in 14th, one lap down. He is in the lucky dog position. So you see that 3X car there making some distance on that 82. Colin Matiak here. Now moving up to the third position in that 13 car. 2X Gabriel Mauricio in 15th, just behind him. So not for position, but just right behind him on the track. Take a look at Todd Robillard in the 90. Now running in the 7th position. One of those long run drivers. I mean, he's a guy that this is the type of track right here with a little bit of patience and tire management, which the 90 car, this driver, the 90 car, Todd Robillard, very, very good at that tire management. He loves to run that high line, and I think really when you watch these high line tracks, you see that 90 car vying for a race win. So we'll have to take a look here throughout the course of the race and just keep our eye on that 90 car as he's starting to close in on the 54 of Ed Palumbo. Yeah, Palumbo in that mellow yellow sponsor machine up on the high side and giving that 90 a lot of room, and that's smart driving right there as Ed Palumbo realizes the 90's a little bit faster. He's going to make him earn it, but he realized that 90 a little bit faster, going to let him have that position and not burn up his tires trying to race him. He also, knows that that's something that's going to be repaid to him later down the road. That's going to be one of those solids. You pay out, you get it back. Call that priming the pump. A little reciprocity happening here on the track. Setting yourself up for another race. Take a look at John Stanley here in the 12 car. Jose Solis just right behind him in the 10th position. But John Stanley running that top 10, running in 9th. Having a good night here in that Stanley Tools machine. Always good to see John Stanley out. Just ahead of him, running in the 8th position, is Sean Jacobs in the 24. He's got kind of out there in no man's land right now. Nonetheless, having a pretty good run for him. He's in the 8th position. I know it's probably not the night he's wanting, but nonetheless, he'll be there at the end here running, not really having to use up his stuff, just running out here in 8th all by himself right now. Jose Solis has now run down that 12 car. Now down on the inside line as the 75 car makes this pass. And takes over the 9th position as the 12 of John Stanley falls back to the 10th spot. So Jose, one of those iRacing drivers that's decided to come and give rFactor 2 a shot. And, you know, he came in and raced several weeks ago, and he's been pretty consistent here and also very competitive right out of the gate here. A lot of talent out of this 75 car. And he was ready to go, man. I said, you got a scheme, and the next day he had a scheme painted up and ready to put in the car set. So I was excited and glad to see we get a new driver out here. Always like to see those new drivers coming out. Take a look at Paul Brown here as he's running up on some lap traffic. And Paul Brown, our race leader, he's got a 3-second lead over Craig Marizon. But I tell you what, man, that race for the 2nd position heating up here a little bit as the 13 of Colin Matiak closing in ever so slowly on this 3X machine. Craig Marizon. We'll have to kind of keep our eye on that battle as that may be tightening up. The 13 of Colin Matiak here trying to figure out a way to get around this place. As this thing's starting to rubber in, you see he's really having to work that wheel to keep that car from coming around. So that 13 car, it looks like he has a little bit of a challenge right now, and he is starting to scrub off some speed, and it looks like the 13 has decided he's going to come down pit lane. Colin Matiak here on lap 62 making a pit stop. Take a look at the 21 of Lucas Infinner in this Flex Seal sponsored Mustang. He is running in the 3rd position. Todd Robillard back to 4th. Ed Palumbo is in 5th. Ismael Castro having a pretty quiet night here, but I'll tell you what, man, he is running in the 6th position, looking pretty solid here in that 70 car. So one of those NASCAR BR drivers. I saw JJ, Jair Levadian here a little while ago. Some of those NASCAR BR guys, man, they can't run with us right now because it's just too late for them. I say, hey, man, stay up late. Oh, a little dicey right here. Tony Reiner in the 81. He's 2 laps down. He's on fresher tires trying to get around these guys as now Sean Jacobs getting around. Taking over that spot. So that got a little dicey, and Sean Jacobs was ready to pounce here. We'll take a look at this pass. So Sean Jacobs making this pass on the inside line. You see that 70 of Ismael Castro. And, things got a little dicey. As they came off the turn, Sean Jacobs holding on to that spot, or gaining that spot as Castro back to 7th. Sean Jacobs now in 6th as Tony Reiner going by. Take a look out of the front of Sean Jacobs' machine as Tony Reiner takes that spot. .60 laps to go here, just past halfway. Rogerio Santos here having a pretty solid night. He's running in that 10th spot. He's got a little bit of work to do, but running right behind John Stanley and putting a little pressure here on this 12 car is this 97 of Rogerio Santos. Going to have some good highlights there from his in-car view on his live stream. Shared that in the chat session if you want to check that out, and click on that link. Follow him on YouTube. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. About Ricky Emerson here. Ricky is now back on that lead lap. He's running in the 11th position, but he's having a little bit of a challenge, and he is on the tail end of the lead lap here as you look out of the back of his car at our leader, Paul Brown. So Ricky Emerson trying to stay on this lead lap in that 5 car. Oh, and he makes some contact with the wall right there. A little bit of contact for Ricky Emerson, that PlayStation sponsor machine. Might have knocked the controller out of his hands. Paul Brown in the 77 car here, looking out of the front of his machine at that 5 car. He's the race leader, and he's not in any real hurry to put him a lap down. He's got a pretty substantial lead right now, almost a 5-second lead on P2, so he's looking pretty solid and not too worried about making passes on Ricky Emerson here to put him a lap down. Lucas Sinfner here running in the 2nd position. Again, good solid night for him. He's 4.7 seconds down, and he is cutting into that lead ever so slightly. And I tell you, this is the guy that he just has it figured out, man. He is always sort of, doing the math, crunching the numbers, and can think on his feet very, very quickly. I mean, he's adjusting his strategy as the race dictates. And at 21, Lucas Sinfner shows up to help us with setup development, and this guy is a very solid racer, and he is starting to run down Paul Brown here. 4 seconds now. So it was 4.7 just a few laps ago, now down to 3.7, so he is cutting into that race lead. So watch this 21 car climbing up the grid. Colin Matiak here in the 13, Tim Lansbury in the 82. Both of those guys made pit stops here, so 13, a little bit fresher tires down on the inside line, going to get by that 82 car, Tim Lansbury. So Colin Matiak now moves up to the 12th position. Take a look at this. Jose Solis and Todd Robillard here battling. Jose going to go up to the high side, take that high side away from the 90 car. So a good move there by the 75, and moves up to the 7th position. Todd Robillard now back to 8th. Take a look at Craig Barazon here running in the 3rd spot. He's about 8 seconds down, and I'll tell you, man, that front 2 starting to tighten up. Paul Brown the race leader, but Lucas Sinfner is closing in. So we'll go on here and look at this side-by-side view as Luca working on that bottom line down there. And he is closing in on Paul Brown. We've got to wonder, man, is Paul Brown going to be able to hold him off when he gets there? So Luca there having a little bit of lap traffic that he's going to have to deal with. So we take a look at that 21 as I see now as he's gotten by. Now he's closing in on the back of Paul Brown in the 70 car. Paul Brown up on the outside line as Luca now taking the race lead here. So Lucas Sinfner to the race lead. Paul Brown now has to tuck in back to the second position. So Luca now our new race leader. I should say back to the race lead is the 21 car here on lap 79. He's got something figured out. Paul Brown in second, Craig Marizon in third. Ed Palumbo in the fourth position. Jose Solis now continuing to move up. He's getting by Ismael Castro in the 70 car. So this 75 here starting to move up. And he has shown, like I said, a lot right out of the gate. You can tell he had a lot of experience sim racing. In that first race out, did a great job, and he won the race. So got that big win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Got a good finish at Atlanta. I guess Alan Ballacino got that win at Atlanta, but those guys all come in together there. But doing a great job here tonight. Going back here and looking at Lucas Sinfner and Ed Palumbo on pit lane. It looks like Ed Palumbo is making a pit stop here in this 54 car on lap 82. Gotta wonder, man. I'm not sure they're going to have enough fuel to go to the end here, making the pit stop when they do. So I might be wrong about that, but I'm guessing that maybe not. Here, I'll have to check on the radio, kind of monitor that radio, and see what these guys have to say about that. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here running in the 75 in the wall. Looked like 75. Jose Solis in the wall. I think I saw him making contact with the wall there. To go take a look and see what happened. Looking out of the front of John Stanley's machine, you see that 75 getting into the walls. John Stanley getting by. So the 75 might be having some trouble with the tires. Definitely got some right side damage now. Go here and take a look at Jose Solis as he climbs up the track, and he just gets into the wall right there as the 12 of John Stanley slips by, and he's able to hold on to that, get that thing off the wall, but he's definitely got some damage he's dealing with. Lucas Sinfner coming down pit lane in his 21 car. So our race leader coming down to make a pit stop. Sean Jacobs in the 24. Is he going to get that lap led? So Sean Jacobs going to be pitting this time by, I believe, 40 laps to go. Definitely do not have enough fuel to go to the end. I don't even know why I said that. As Sean Jacobs, the race leader in the 24 car. He's getting that car off the track here, hopefully not speeding. Rogerio Santos, the 97 car, our new race leader. Sean Jacobs, Colin Matiak on pit lane. Paul Brown has made that pit stop. Lucas Sinfner has made his pit stop. Now Rogerio Santos coming down pit lane here in the 97 car. I would suspect that it's going to give the race lead back to the 77 of Paul Brown. We have been caution-free. That's the way we want it here. So great job to these guys here, as you see. Paul Brown and Sean Jacobs battling it out. You're battling it out. I mean, Sean Jacobs on pit lane, I should say, as he now goes back out on track. Sometimes I get too many things going on and I lose my train of thought. It's okay, right? I think it's okay. Paul Brown continuing to lead, and I'll tell you though, Luca only being 2.6 seconds down, I think Paul's going to be looking in his rear view mirror, wondering, kind of checking that time and wondering if Luca's got enough time to run him down. Craig Marizon in his first race out here this season, having a good night, running in that 3X machine. He's in the third position. Ed Palumbo running in fourth, and that has been a quiet fourth for Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. That mellow yellow sponsor machine. A lot of guys are saying, hey man, I love those yellow rims. I don't know who did those, but that guy's a genius. Take a look at that 54 car. Got the TurnLeftTV logo on there. Sean Jacobs and Todd Robillard having a battle here. 24 versus 90. A couple Chevys battling it out. 24 now moves up to the 6th position as the 90 of Todd Robillard now got some more company. A little bit later here as Jose Solis, after making a little contact, getting that pit stop underway, as he's now, man, he is working that wheel, isn't he? Working that wheel as Todd Robillard now drops back to the 8th position. Colin Matiak here in the 13, getting by this 82. Colin Matiak now moving up to the 12th position as the 82. Tim Lansbury back to 13th. Take a look at Tim Lansbury in the 82 car. That Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. There's Craig Marizon in the 3X car in third, trying to go by there on the bottom side, and Tim Lansbury going to let him have a lot of room. See, that track is really rubbered in here. How slick is this bad boy? Paul Brown, the leader. And that time has sort of extended that time a little bit now, 3.3 seconds. So he is driving away right now from Luca. So what changes did Luca make on that pit stop? And right now, maybe he's in fuel save strategy. I'm not sure. Fuel save mode, I should say. Not sure about that 21 car, but something a little bit different here on this run. Ismael Castro here having a good night, but battling that 24. This is fourth position as Ismael Castro in the 70 up on the high line. Sean Jacobs down on that bottom line. Ismael in this now drops back to the 6th position as Sean Jacobs takes over 5th. Looking out of the front of Ismael Castro's machine. That 24, Sean Jacobs just making that pass as Ismael having a good night here, though running in the 6th position. Always a solid contender is Ismael Castro. Gabriel Mauricio must have had some issues there. Looks like he has decided to retire his machine. What a shame there for Gabriel. I'm not sure what happened with that machine. Look at this, the 12 of John Stanley here getting around Todd Robillard, taking over the 8th position. His 12 car now moving forward here late in this race. Todd Robillard in the 90. That Coletta sponsor machine now back to 9th. I think if I was going to do that, I'd turn off that driver info, right? There we go. So we got caution free so far. 102 laps in. And our race leader is Paul Brown. And he is extending that lead. 3.7 seconds over Luca Sinfner. These guys are picking them up and putting them down right now. Look at this, the 13, Colin Matiak here starting to climb up the grid again. Now getting by the 5, Ricky Emerson. Tim Lansbury might have gotten a speeding penalty. Tim Lansbury coming down off the track to come down pit lane, indicating he might have had a speeding penalty. We'll take a look. Oh, man, I tell you what, he almost got into the barrels there, and I think he was carrying a heck of a lot of speed and got caught speeding. Oh, my heavens. Tim Lansbury, a little bit of a late race mistake by the 82. That's got to just rip your heart out, man. Sean Jacobs here catching this 54 car. This is a battle for position. Sean Jacobs in the 24, the 54. Ed Palumbo up on the high line. Sean Jacobs got a little bit faster car right now. And it's going to get by that 54. So this Western Auto Machine now up to fourth. As Ed Palumbo now falls back to fifth. Tim Lansbury coming down pit lane again. What in the fire truck is going on there? Tim Lansbury missing the entry to pit lane. Oh, look at that. So I don't know what's going on here. He's trying to maybe serve his drive-through and just keeps missing pit lane. It is a little bit of a challenge, but man, that 82, when it rains, it pours for him. Sean Jacobs in fourth. Take a look at our second place car, 21, Lucas Sinfner. 3.5. He is chipping into that lead, but he is running out of laps, man. Paul Brown, the race leader. Luca trying to run him down. A little bit of lap traffic for Luca as the 77 maybe trying to stretch the fuel. Craig Marizon right now, the last car on the lead lap. So I got to wonder about some pit strategy here. Do these guys, some of these guys have enough fuel to make it to the end? I'd say Tim Lansbury does. He's pit 7 times here, or at least tried 7 times that 82 car. His crew has got to be livid with him. He is going to have to buy his crew some chili after the race. 77 of Paul Brown leading the field here, and he's got a 3.2 second lead over Lucas Sinfner. Things starting to settle down here a little bit as guys are trying to figure out what they have with just 14 laps to go. Rogerio Santos now closing in on Todd Robillard. Rogerio here making a pass on Todd Robillard, now moving up to the 9th position. So he's having a pretty good night here in that top 10. Todd Robillard in the 90, now back to 10th. Caution free so far. And I would say Paul Brown does not want to see a caution flag come out. He's got a pretty sizable lead right now, but it is diminishing. A 3-second lead over Lucas Sinfner. Take a look at Luca here, the 21 car. Looking at the front of his machine, you see Paul Brown entering that turn, so it got about a straightaway lead on Luca right now. The shadows are getting long at this track as well, so interesting. Could have an effect. To see the 13, Colin Matiak, trying to get around Todd Robillard in the 90 car. Now making that pass, moving up to the 10th position. Tim Lansbury, I don't know, man. Is he still trying to come down pit lane? Tim Lansbury trying to make... He's trying to make another pit stop here. Let's see if he can make it. Tim Lansbury. Oh, my God. He came down pit lane. Tim Lansbury making a pit stop here. He is mad. Let's see this second time around here. He might have had to come back down pit lane again. My gosh, man. Let's see here if this is the same one. I think I got two different ones here. Is Tim Lansbury. Oh, God. Man, we might have to do a special interview tonight here with Tim Lansbury and just find out how many times he was trying to come down pit lane there, trying to pit that car and actually try to serve a drive-through. My heavens. Paul Brown kind of holding on to that lead here on lap 117. And I kind of wonder here what's going to happen. Do these guys have enough fuel to make it to the end? I'm not sure. I really am not. I've not heard anything on the radio about this. Luca is closing in. That lap a little bit better there for Luca. We'll take a look at that 1v1 battle. That's distance there, or that time, 2.9 seconds. Luca really trying to close in here. That gaps are maintaining about 3 seconds, 2.9 for Luca. So he's running out of time if he's going to try to run down this 77 car. He is definitely making a gallant effort. Rogerio Santos having a battle with the 75. Jose Solis, those guys were battling a little bit earlier in the race, and that 97 car gets by, takes over the 8th position. Jose now a little bit later here. Jose there trying to get around Colin Matiak maybe. Colin Matiak and Jose here battling it out. Jose up on the outside line. Colin Matiak not able to pull off that pass on the inside line, and Jose holds on to that spot. Getting some good late race action here. There's Paul Brown in the 77 out to a pretty comfortable lead, but that has diminished. 5 laps to go, 2.2 second lead. Can he hold on here? Does he have to pit? Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Lucas Simpfner now 2.1 seconds. Is Luca trying to close in on Paul Brown? Paul Brown's got to be starting to look at that time there and realizing that the 21 car is on the way. Half a straightaway now. Running out of time. Paul Brown coming up on some lap traffic here. It looks like this might play a factor here as he's coming up on the 5 car. Ricky Emerson. Ricky, I'm sure, is going to give him a lot of room. But nonetheless, it kind of depends on where you catch the car. Where do you catch that lap car? 1.5 seconds now. Oh, no! Into the wall there is the 5 car. He got into the wall. That could have been disastrous there for the 77. 1.3 seconds. 2 laps to go here for the 77. Is he going to be able to hold on as Lucas Simpfner now has to deal with that lap traffic? Last lap here when he crossed the start-finish line. 1 lap to go for the 77 car. Luca now dealing with that lap traffic. That's going to hold him up a little bit. 1 lap to go here for the 77. Paul Brown. He opens that gap there with Luca catching the 5 car kind of in that wrong spot here down the backstretch as the 77. Paul Brown is going to take home the victory here in this caution-free race at Dover. What a great victory there in a caution-free race. How about that? That's 77 of Paul Brown. Gets a big race win. So Paul Brown getting that win here in the Buschwackers series. And I said 2 in a row for that car. So this team starting to click on all cylinders here. So that Outlaws Racing machine getting a big, big win. So Paul Brown out of fuel, can't even do a burnout. That means we've got to maybe dock him about 6 seconds. Wow, what a great race there, huh? Great race. Good passing there, good strategy, some tough conditions as well. Well, we're going to have to, looks like maybe, see if we can't get a screenshot up here. Oh, we got Luca's name up there. We got to change that. There we go. Got Paul Brown in victory lane here, although, yeah. Take a look at the finishing order here tonight. Take a look at the finishing order here as we've got that winner name up there. Paul Brown finishes in P1. Lucas Sinfoner finishes in second. Craig Marizon third. Sean Jacobs battles for a fourth place finish. Ed Palumbo in fifth. John Stanley, how about that run for him in the sixth position? Ismael Castro finishes in the seventh position. Rogerio Santos finishes in eighth. Colin Matiak finishes in ninth. Jose Solis battling back there for a top 10 tonight. Todd Robillard finishes in the 11th position. Ricky Emerson 12th. Tim Lansbury finishes in the 13th position. How many times did that guy try to make a pit stop? Gabriel Mauricio finishes in the 14th spot, and Tony Reiner finishes in 15th. Caution free tonight. So we'll see if we can. We got a hot mess going on here right now. We'll see if we can't get him up here in victory lane with us. So we'll see if we can't get Paul Brown up here in victory lane with us and have a chat with him. All right, Paul Brown coming away with the win there, 2 in a row. The 77 crew, and man, I tell you what, the caution free can't really sneeze at that, can you?
That was an awesome race. I'm sweating. It's Luca induced sweat, but yeah, I'm sweating.
I had a feeling that you just kept checking the rear view mirror, kept looking at those times and seeing that they were kind of diminishing, and I think the lap traffic helped you a little bit. I don't think it would have mattered, but I think with that 5 car, Luca had a little bit more trouble getting around the 5 there at the end.
Yeah, it looked like Ricky was getting pretty loose, trying to hold on to it. That's good for me, right?
Yeah, that's right. I kept wondering if you were going to have to pit again. How much fuel did you have?
Oh, I was right on fumes. I mean, I didn't even get to do a burnout at the end, so.
Yeah, I got to think about Luca really being one of those top guys there as far as figuring out the fuel mileage thing and staying out a little bit longer than the other drivers and looking at the long term. I would think that might be going through your mind too.
Oh yeah, he's the guy to beat at tire and fuel management, no doubt about it.
And the guy coming out and helping us too on a setup, making setups and stuff too. One of the nicest guys out there.
He is. Luca's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it looked like some guys had trouble getting off the track, getting on pit lane. Was it a tough turn to make to get on pit lane?
The way I was doing it, if you come off the track right as that apron widened out, it wasn't bad at all. If you were just past that, it was way off camber. So it's just finding the right spot to get in for yourself. Could be rough.
Well, another big win for the 77 crew, and man, you got to like how the season's turning out here for you so far.
Yeah, very cool. I thought for sure I was a second place car, but yeah, awesome.
Now I'm either going to make you excited or vomit, one or the other. But next week you got Daytona Super Speedway coming up. What's it going to be?
Oh man, I just hope to finish it.
Yeah. I think we have a big field. I know a lot. It draws a lot of guys out that maybe not have enough time to practice some of these other tracks, and it gives some other guys a chance, I think, to really be in the hunt too, which is kind of a good news, bad news thing, I think too, because it does lend itself to some of your drivers not having very good nights.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, Daytona's. I mean, it's a toss-up, no doubt about it. I should be up front or towards the front most of the night. And we'll see how it all plays out at the end.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tracks where you can't really win it on your own. You got to have help.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, hey, congratulations, Paul. And again, thanks so much for all you do here at High Octane Racing League and helping us with servers and helping set up stuff and advice and helping do setups. So you're doing a great job, and I really appreciate it.
No problem. Glad I can help.
All right, man. Good luck to you at Daytona, bud.
Take care. Thanks.
All right. All right, that's Paul Brown joining us up here in the booth, and a big win there for him. Congratulations to Paul on that win. And like I said, I kind of suspected he was pretty low on fuel, and he said that he didn't have enough fuel to even do a burnout. So, but nonetheless, had enough fuel to get it across the finish line and take home the win. So, very impressive drive there for the 77 car. Well, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we got the final race of the season. That's Indianapolis Motor Speedway, IMS, 250-miler, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The season finale in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. It's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. You don't want to miss it. Going to be a lot of guys coming out here to try to get that win at Indy. I think the championship's pretty much a done deal as far as what driver's going to win. But who's going to win this big race, the season finale here in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series? Well, you're going to have to find out by joining us tomorrow live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on TurnLeftTV tonight. What a great race it was. Caution-free, 125 laps at Dover, a very slick track, and a pretty good-sized field. We have 15 drivers out here tonight, and a good-sized field, a lot of traffic to drive through, and some challenging some pitting by some of those guys. But what a great race here live on TurnLeftTV. Thank you for coming in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, just give it a little tap there and subscribe. And then if you'd like to share my videos with your friends, you can share them on any social media platform. You're more than welcome to do that. I see a lot of guys sharing them on Facebook and so forth. So absolutely more than welcome to do that, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Please hit that thumbs up button to let me know you were here. And don't forget, we got a big race coming up for you tomorrow at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Indy cars. Going to be great. Got to get a lot of those drivers. We get a lot of drivers from the European theater because it's early enough in the day that we've really got a lot of drivers from different parts of the world that are able to come in and compete. So excited about that, and it's going to be a great race tomorrow, I am sure. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeft TV. As always, thank you for coming in. I'm Heath Johnson, and I am out of here.